You talked a little bit about when you left the house that you first and moved to a new area, you really felt this sense of being alone. And it must have been a challenge when that occurred. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Okay, so, I'm in North Carolina. I'm living in Cary, the containment area for relocated Yankees, right?
Right.
And it's a tech area, so I knew that I wouldn't be an internet service provider there. So that was what I was in Colorado for about 13 years in the mountains. And so I knew that I had to change some things. And so get on my computer, look around. I'm in Cary. I look for leads groups, right? And so I find the Cary leads group, the Apex leads group, the Chapel Hill leads group. And so when I left the house that day after I had these things, and I think I went to the Apex leads group. I think that was the first one I went to, okay? I'm a gregarious kind of guy. I'm not an introverted person. I meet people well. And so it wasn't that. It's just, I just didn't know what value I had for them. I was still trying to figure out what the heck I'm going to do. So I was kind of alone. I was trying to figure out what I was going to do. I did web-based stuff at that time, some development work and websites and SEO and those kind of things. And so, what I found is when I would go to those groups, if I did, and I didn't have a plan, I just needed to get out of I just needed to get out of the house and go meet some people because I didn't really have many friends either in a personal life.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just wanted to get the heck out of the house, and I was okay getting alone, and I was okay going out there. But when I got there, I really had to, I went to a couple of leads groups, and I really realized those are great for meeting people, but they're not really for business. There's a real thing you do. There's a thing and a set of strategies that you do that allows you to bring value to the leads group, but understanding that those aren't committed relationships. Those aren't referral groups, okay? So I did that, and then I started meeting some folks, and I did one-on-one, and then I found I said, you know what? I got to find something a little more structured. And so then a BNI group, and here's the thing. I still do business 8 years later with a lot of folks. Those folks still refer people to me. They still do things. I'm great friends. I mean, true friends with some people from that BNI group. And so I liked the structure there. And I was able to start thinking about how do you look at relationship marketing or referral marketing from the perspective of what value can you bring and how can you do? And a lot of that had to do with just understanding when you're alone and when you're going to a chamber function, a leads group, a meetup, any of those kind of things. What are the things you need to be prepared to do when you're there so that you're not the person handing out cards or putting flyers in people's windows or whatever, that you're not spraying and praying, that you're not hope marketing, but you're using real strategy and tactics to make sure that you're connecting with the right person at the right time, that you can help them and they can help you. Because as soon as I kind of figured that out, Martin, I really wasn't alone very long. I just needed I needed one, then I needed two. So that was the big thing. And quite frankly, it's scary. I mean, even for somebody that's this kind of gregarious, that has some confidence, that isn't an introvert, that is extroverted, it's scary getting out there, especially when the getting out there is, you have to make money for your family, for your life, for your today, for your future tomorrow. And so there can be some pressure with regards to that loneliness,
Yeah. Excellent. Well, Pat, thanks so much for taking the time for it. Thanks for the help and working with building up the relationship marketing training and program. And I'm getting a group together to test out the training. And so I'll tell you more about that as well. And just really appreciate your taking the time to do this. Thanks, man.
Martin, I tell you what, I love that you are offering this to people. And I love the way you teach, and I love the way you pull back the curtain for folks. And I love that you have the reputation that actually can speak to this with real examples of folks. I really do believe if people will take advantage of what you're putting together, I really do believe they can actually have success. I would almost guarantee it. They can build a sustainable business. They can have more fun. They can be more value to folks. So love that you're doing this, because all of the build your Pinterest account or get more Facebook friends, all those things are just it's chasing windmills. So I love that you're doing this in any way I can help. And if you're listening to this, really appreciate to your success and to great relationships. Thanks,
Thanks, Pat. Thanks. That's excellent.